Who was the first person that bust your ass when you got to the league?
Cole.
You was a $190, so
Cole was the first one in preseason. It didn't really count because it's preseason.
Cole went at you in preseason?
It was at the Forum too, so it was at like the iconic arena.
Yeah.
Stack Jack got thrown out at halftime at a preseason game. So I had to come back. For some reason, I got switched on him, and so he bust my ass in one possession. So he like. There's a switch. He walked me down to the post, called for the ball, but I'm trying to do like the 3-quarter situation, like make it look good for film and all that. Then the second dude was Brandon Jennings.
Brandon
Jennings had a double nickel against us.
That was I remember that. He was going through one.
Remember that game? Everybody, that was like
we talked about
6th
that.
or 8th or 9th game in the league.
Yeah. It was the first East Coast road trip. He had 55 earlier in the game.
He started out
He dropped
right?
me, but he dropped me earlier in the game, like the second quarter. We were trying to blitz him, and he like came off with the screen on the left side. There's a film of it too. Hit me with a quick little left-right cross down to the middle, and I just sat down.
BJ don't get the proper respect. Like, boy, that boy was a bad boy.
He goes down again. Yanked right out of his shoes by Jennings. That's when you might want to come back out with it. But no, he gets the foul.
Bust your ass.
Oh man, I could tell you that easy. Darren Williams.
Ooh, Utah Jazz, D. Will.
Brooklyn
Nets,
Jersey.
Nets,
Oh, when they was in the middle of nowhere, Jersey.
They had Paul and them and all that too?
Nah, he was by himself at the time.
When he first got there.
Yeah, oh my God. I was like, what? This is
How many right to lefts did he hit you with? That boy right to left.
Four
He's
crazy.
He's like, who's this light-skinned dude coming at me like?
Man, that joint was crazy. He had like 52 or something like that. Yeah, he got busy on us.
You talking about
nothing.
And you was at the crib. You probably had family and everybody.
Like, you got my mom seeing this.
When you first got to the league, who was the first person to bust your ass?
Shit, AI.
In practice.
It had the days that he did practice. I had to deal with that shit. You know what I'm saying? But that was one of the best experiences I could have had. You know, coming into the league, not just from the competitive aspect, but you know that was my idol. That was who I modeled my game after. Somebody I looked up to. So to have that one-on-one, that crash course. You know what I'm saying? That was the best source of confidence that I could have got. You know what I'm saying? But Chuck definitely had his ways. You know, he had said it in his Hall of Fame speech. He made me cry in practice one day. You know what I'm saying? I don't remember that shit, but I know it was a lot of days that you
frustrated
for sure.
Yeah.
You know, because I'm competitive and I'm a kid. You know what I'm saying? So you know how it is when you're trying to prove to grown men you belong.
Got to the league, who was the first person to bust your ass?
I remember you guys.
Ginobili, Jamal Crawford, Lou Williams. So start with Ginobili. Ginobili, you know, you watched him play, you know, back in the day. He'd be talking, first of all, he'd be speaking, you know, in a different language a lot of the time. Probably talking like he can't mess with me type stuff.
Yes.
But they call angle and flat, like in the quarters. So Ginobili called angle. He dribbles to half court, like turns his back to me. First of all, I was like, mad disrespectful to turn your back to me, but whatever. He turns his back, comes at me full speed, Euro, layup.
That's what he do.
Next play, Euro, layup, and one. And then he hit me with a step back. It was like 7, 9. He scored about damn near 10 in a row on me, which was like, wow, I didn't play. You know, basically, I was coming out. Coach was like, yo.
Yeah, you over.
Like, he do this to everybody. With respect.
Yeah, you over.
Lou, same thing, you know. But he was just drawing fouls, so couldn't touch him. You know, you young in the league, they talking about ball pressure.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to hand check.
Yeah, you put it on your arm.
All of that. So it was wild. And then Jamal just, you know, bop, pull up, bop to the cup, behind, hezzy. So I took my wounds and went back to the lab.
Person when you got in the league to bust your ass, when you was like. We came after that game like this. I got most of that.
First game. I played against Jose Calderon. He freaking gave me.
It is never like you think
never
it's gonna
think
be
that
as like somebody like the super. It is never the superstar in the league. It's always somebody
in Cleveland. Jose Calderon bust my ass. He gave me 26 and 14. He was fucking celebrating like a motherfucker. I was sick. I had 6 and 6 that night. I was like, yo, this motherfucker, yo. And I swear to you, to this day, and shout out to my man Jose Calderon now, because he knows I will dog him.
Every time you see him.
We played against Toronto that next year. That's when I hit that game winner.
Yeah, I remember that.
I was like, yo, y'all motherfuckers playing with me, yo. Every time I see you when he was in New York, I was like, yo,
You know, every time I see him, straight up.
It was personal every time after that. Sure. Bro, respect, yo.
Who's you?
The one person, oh man.
The first person that got a hold of you, you was like, oh, it's real out here.
I remember the first game playing Cleveland. First time coming back. You know, I set a screen on somebody and I slipped. I ain't gonna say no names. Somebody had the ball and they could have threw it like right here for the layup. But he threw me a little lob pass on some hang time. So it took 4 seconds to get there. And as soon as I catch it, somebody.
Out there on the floor, Al Horford being the biggest player. Nice pass there by Kyrie. Into Tatum, knocked away by LeBron. Got up. What bad?
This is and look, and now he's going back and blaming this on me. He's talking
if you watch
LeBron
the clip,
he had a chance to bang on Bron right there the first play. Like,
yeah.
yo, show him what's up. He came out thinking it was about to be sweet, thinking like this is high school, like. Bron not about to chase my shit like he didn't see the Iguodala. Like, give me that.
You ain't see the Iguodala playing.
He blaming me. Like, I'm like, yo, got this shit.
Scott threw the ball like to the ceiling.
I lobbed it. Hey, Q, he could have caught it. D-Miles, he could have caught it. He's 6'9". He want to be 6'10". Dang it.
Yeah, like
he laid it up. Brown was like, give me that
shit. When he
shit.
bumped all into him and was ready, I was like, oh, look at the young boy. Young boy, got look at it.
So who's the first person? Like when you got to the league and you actually was playing, bust your ass. Like you feel like, oh, he gave me them numbers. Like, damn, this real.
First person.
You remember, like you went home after the game, like shit.
Especially you being a defensive
player.
Dog.
I don't remember. Not one.
So you erase them out your mind after you.
No, not even erase, but I just feel like, you know, maybe they scored, but it was tough. You know what I'm saying? I made it tough. I don't remember me coming home like, dang, you just busted my ass. I don't remember that, but it's been games where people got the best of me, but that ain't busting my ass.
Oh, okay. So that's a first time answer.
Yeah, my bad. I don't want to be, you know, me.
No.
Yeah, I just try to keep it 100. That's all. But yeah, I don't. You know, if a guy scored 30-40 on me, he probably took 30-28 shots. So you know, I just try to keep it in that realm. That's all.
Yeah, that's how a defender you supposed to think like that because it's all about the next play.
Because if he bust my ass, I got to play him again. I can't have that mindset like, that's the person who bust my ass.
Yeah, like, but he can have 40, but at the end of the game, you block a shot and steal his rock.
At the end, and we win.
You won
I won that one.
You won.
That's how I look at it.
That's how I look at it too. You're exactly right about that.
He and Beverly got a little history, and this time Westbrook just bullied. With that height advantage, goes right by him, just slithered around.
7 a game. He's worked hard to get back to this stature in the league. But he bit under Kobe.
Now, 4 to play for Luka. He's got Beverly on him. So they're straight to the rack.
Who's the first person to bust your ass?
Oh, man. You know what's funny, man? Remember Terrell Brandon?
Yes.
Man, listen, he
was Minnesota Timberwolves or it was Cavalier? It was Minnesota
he was Minnesota at the time.
Yeah.
So he's with KG.
KG, I remember that.
I'm thinking I'm bigger than him. I'm longer. I got this guy.
Yeah.
Man, when I tell you I cried after the game. I literally cried. I thought I was going to get cut.
Yeah.
I swear to God, I thought I was going to get cut. Because it was the first time in my life where I couldn't figure, the game was going so fast, I couldn't figure nothing out.
Mentally, he was just on you.
He was coming off pick and rolls. I'm a millisecond late, and he was pulling up. And Scotty and them was just looking at me like, keep playing. I'm like, keep playing. Y'all gonna cut me? I didn't know what was going on, man. But yeah, so it was him and just Nick Van Exel. He was just so herky-jerky.
Shifty with it.
Yeah, he was shift. You cut one off, he going to the other side, and his left hand, he
palm the ball.
Like, it was incredible to me.
Nick to quit.
Nick, and then Nick, he wasn't conservative. Like he'll just get wild on you.
Yeah.
And if he get wild, he'll shoot from 30 feet out.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? And the
It's
coach
just
like,
pull.
get up on him. Like,
Boogie
you want me to
you
get up
down.
on him? He'll go past me.
Yeah.
If I don't get up on him, he gonna shoot in my
Yeah,
face.
that
I don't know
high
what you want me to do.
dribble.
Yeah, so I was in trouble for a minute.
Who was the first person to bust your ass?
I can't say nobody bust my ass, you know. I think Allen Houston gave me the business. I mean, he really bust my ass, but Allen Houston, he was, you know, I couldn't figure him out at first.
That jumper.
Because he had a smooth ass jumper and his pace was just, you know, at his own pace. So I'll say Allen Houston kind of gave me the business, but nothing too crazy, not no 40 or 50 piece, but he was a tough cover in the beginning.
Yeah. Who's the first person to bust your ass?
Man. Peja Stojakovic.
Ooh. Paige, run off
There's a lot of people may not know him,
that back
but
door, or they're coming off that
like
in the corner.
I hate in the corner.
In the corner.
And
he can go either way. He can either go back door or come off the big man.
and the game plan is you have to push up on him. If you don't, he's a sniper. He's going to make the three. So when you do push up on him, they was a team that could pass the ball with Vlade Divac, Jason Witt. He would backdoor you every time, so it was like hard to guard him.
Yeah.
And he would kill me. He would at least have close to 30 damn near every time.
Yeah, he got me a couple of games with that stuff. and
Everybody.
I pressed up on it. I just sold for the back door. I just turned and like, nah, you going
rather
back
give
door.
up the layup than the three.
But I'm gonna try to get this bounce pass that body them. Sometimes they got it through there, sometimes they didn't.
That's one that we haven't had on here.
Well, you know what? Let me go back. Peja bust my ass first game in the NBA, but Summer League, when I first got drafted, played the Summer League down in Long Beach, California.
Hey, Pyramid.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Long Beach.
See, we
played
played
that
that
our
too.
second year.
That was when
Our second
JoJo
year.
and Kiki Pullum was in the building. That was our nicknames. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
when I got invited to the NBA. Paul Pierce gave me that work in the Summer League. Because we was the same draft, so he definitely gave me that work.
I know he
put
was
it on my
showing out
head.
in LA too.
He put it on my head.
Ooh.
He definitely did that, but it woke me up a little bit. It was like, all right, I got to really be ready to play with these boys.
The first person to bust your ass.
It's tough. I didn't play till like up to my third year consistently. When I first got some good minutes, I probably say it was Al, Big Al.
Jefferson.
Yeah, he was still out here in the game. He was still hitting us with that one hand, and you feel me? He won't jumping over nobody, but you feel me? I don't know, it's just him and Zebo, some of that one hand pump fake, man. You got to go for it.
And he get buckets.
Yeah,
Man, tell me about it, bro. You ain't dunking on nobody, ain't playing above the rim, but ain't nothing you can do to stop it.
That boy was a big body too, boy.
Man.
First got to the league, who was the first person to bust your ass?
Steph Marbury. Starbury was the first. Hit me with all that, the football carry move joint. I mean, and it was in preseason. I'm slated to like penciled in to be the starter in Atlanta. And we in some little city in Jersey. And you know, preseason in like a convention center or something. Right. I'm thinking, okay, I'm gonna get off tonight. Shit, I'm coming off summer league, averaging 40. It's my first preseason game.
Yeah.
And then I looked over there and Steph was in the lineup. I said, hold on, I'm supposed to be going against the backups backup. It's preseason, but it's Steph and in the flesh. And man, look,
He ain't
for the
take no day
first
off.
2 quarters, it was on. I think he dropped 25 in 2 quarters on me. I had 4 fouls. Now, why Lenny Wilkins left me in the game with 3 fouls is a mystery, but he let me get my lumps. I didn't start no more games until the spring because he just said, young fella, you're not ready.
Yeah.
He's like, that's an NBA point guard right there. I said, yeah. And I watched every minute of it too, and he tore my ass up.
The first person to bust your ass.
First person to bust my ass. Who gave me fits? Probably was Larry Johnson, man.
Oh, LJ?
Yeah, because like he had changed his game. You know, he from Dallas. You know, I'm looking forward to the matchup.
Yeah.
UNLV, war number 4, all that. You know what I'm saying? So childhood idol, all that. But you know, I'm eager. Lock him down. You know, I think defense. You know, y'all know me. I'm trying to block it, just take it, whatever I can get. Man, he pump faking me, fading away, doing up and under. I'm like, I'm a pogo stick out there,
jumping at everything.
I got the pleasure of guarding the footwork mic.
Yeah.
That Wizards mic.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I got a little lesson. You know, I was eager that night as well, overzealous.
Overzealous.
Yeah.
Trying to get something off on them.
Like trying to stop him, man. You know, I wanted to just say I locked Mike down.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It wasn't the Bulls, Mike, just to say I did it.
Yeah.
But it didn't go that way.
Who was the first person to bust your ass?
Well, you know, first of all, everything happens in due time. I appreciate y'all, man. I'm a big fan of the show. You guys have done a phenomenal job. It's crazy, 8 seasons in now. Right? That's longevity and that's work, man. So congratulations to y'all. The first person that actually bust my ass was Hakeem Olajuwon.
Ooh, you got something that dream?
Yeah, it's crazy. I've been in the league so long that I was able to see even the people that I grew up watching, they were still in the league doing their thing. But Hakeem was just that. I remember it was in Houston, and I didn't even expect to get in the game, and he made sure that I wasn't in there alone. Wasn't in there alone. And I think I might have picked up 3-4 fouls in literally less than 2.5-3 minutes.
What was about Hakeem that it was like, man, I see why you Hakeem, why you that good?
Bro, his footwork, his strength. People don't really talk a lot about his skill set.
Yeah.
Right? He was 6'11", fluent, shoot it,
mix you,
pump fakes, mix, put on the floor. And he was strong too.
Yeah.
So the crazy thing is that people don't realize he fast a lot through his career.
Yeah, Ramadan,
right? Ramadan and all that other stuff too. So his strength jumped on me right away. I was like, this man at least weighed 350, but he moving like he 150.
Yeah.
Right. And so, I had no shot in hell. Some of it was because I was a big fan. He's one of my favorite players growing up watching. And then the skill set was just too superior.
Yeah. To the league to bust your ass.
So direct and straight to the point. I like it. You know,
right off the break.
You know what? I can honestly say not one person I actually really bust my ass. You know, I was if you know me, you know anything about me, and you play me, you can attest to this. I mean, I'm a competitor, dude.
Yeah.
Like, you ain't just finna sit there and go at me and think I'm just gonna sit there and just take it.
Yeah.
But for the most part, though, I can tell you this. You know, I came in '99, and we had so many talented players in the league. They always tell you certain guys, they got these certain moves. You know,
Yeah.
it's got report. So, like, one of my early games was against Steve Smith. You know, Smitty has the hezzy. And he's like, don't go for it.
Yeah.
Don't go. He gets every young guy, every player, and some older guys still currently. And at the time, you know, he was in his prime then.
Yeah.
So I was like, do not go for the
Smitty.
Got me. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was okay.
All us. He got all us too.
He got me.
Smitty
He got
was
me.
so smooth with it.
Yeah,
too,
it was. It was just like he was just calm. And then
There you go. There you go.
And Mookie Baylock, look, like he got me in them hands, man. Like, dude, he might have had the best hands I've ever seen throughout my whole career.
Mookie,
you know, and I played with some guys that had some great hands and led the league in steals.
Mookie love now, because last time we brought up Mookie, you had something to say to me.
No, I love Mookie.
Oh, okay.
Like Mookie Blaylock, that dude.
Listen, I know that, but I'm saying when I was talking about
No,
that,
you was bragging about dunking on Mookie Blaylock, and that's not like a point for you. That's a point guard.
Let me show you why it's not bragging. It's not bragging. We were speaking specifically about the first person you dunked on in the league. It is who it is. I can't make it somebody different if it's somebody.
But the
post was off the post.
Nah, I was down the lane, little two hands.
No, the joy in your voice as you saying it was like that was an accomplishment or something. Like,
First of all,
you dunked on Mookie Blaylock.
So first of all, since you want to talk noise, I got the picture in my phone from when I dunked on Sean Bradley. I dunked on 7'6" fools too. What you talking about?
Okay.